My job as a TV producer is a great privilege, gets me to meet some really interesting people, but I think few interviews will stay with me more than the one I did a couple of weeks ago. It's almost exactly 30 years since a devastating IRA bomb went off in the town of Enniskillen during a Remembrance Day ceremony. Many people were injured and 11 people on the day were killed. The youngest victim was a 20-year-old nurse called Mary. She was there with her father, Gordon, and in the aftermath of such a horrible bomb, when there's so much talk of repercussions and obviously in the context of the troubles in Northern Ireland, so much could have happened, could have made things worse and worse in that country. But one man's voice stood out from amongst all the others, and that was the voice of Gordon Wilson, who had heard his young daughter's last words in the rubble, which were, "Daddy, I love you very much." But what he said after that, just hours later, in an interview with the BBC, just I find astonishing to this day. When asked about the bombers, he said, "I bear no ill will to anyone." And he said, "I hope for the grace to pray for them tonight and every night." And his wife Joan told us that that is something that he did till the day he died. The media at the time made the leap and called Gordon the man who forgave the bombers, but he never used the word forgive. All he said was, "I bear no ill will," something that came from his deep, deep Christian faith. And he actually believed that forgiveness was not something to do with him, it was up to God. All he said was, "I bear them no ill will, and I hope for the grace to pray for them." But those words of grace in the face of unbelievable suffering rang out around the world and had such an impact. And they were just from one ordinary man who had the courage to put his faith into words and into actions.